Okay, just doing a quick video just about the VHF Z4. So if you did want to know some information about this, it's an incredibly simple system to use. So the good thing about the Z4, as you know, is it links into the Trios software. All we need to do is just create a folder on here, and then that folder gets shared between the 3Shape and this. So when you hit produce on your Trios computer, the file gets sent to a shared file on here, and then it comes in. So once a file comes in, it will go into that middle one there, and then that's where your job will be, and you can hit play. So breaking it down, if you wanted to open up the top lid, you just do that. If you wanted to open up the bottom one, which is where all your water is, you'd literally, you hit the bottom one there. Now, we've got our water tank in here. So the water tank doesn't need any coolants. It's just plain tap water. So your running costs are actually greatly reduced because you're not having to put coolant or chelating agent in this mill in between. So the good thing also in terms of troubleshooting, if you get your Trios through us, obviously to have your mill through us and the design software through us, it makes it a lot easier to troubleshoot, and there's not going to be it's us or it's them. Like, everything's through us and we get it sorted, you know. So the blocks, you can see how a block's gone in there. So it's got a Ceric mandrel which clips in, so anything that's in a Ceric, anything that can fit in a Ceric machine can fit in here. So you can see there's on there, so literally we can put our block in, put it in, and now what happens is you twist it around until it seats. So, and there you can see once that's seated, that's good to go. You could essentially mill out a job. So now if I were to pull out the tool, each one of these tool kits are color coded. So you can see this one's white. So if I were to come into this screen and hit on the tool button, so you can see G stands for glass, PMMAs, zirconias, and that's for, you know, composites and whatnot. And that's more, what's red? I can't even remember. Let's have a look at it. I'm pretty sure red's for doing metals and whatnot as well. So I'm pretty sure that's for metals. So, or it could be for waxes. No, I'm sure it's metals actually. So, but each one is actually color coded. So, so basically, once I have this loaded, I just clip it into the two spots there, and it's magnetized in, and then the software knows this white one's in there. So if I were to pull this out right now, and if I were to put in, let's say we'll put in some blue for zirconia, because we're about to mill zirconia. So you can see right now, see how the Z is now highlighted. So, and it shows you that the Z's what's in there. So once again, if I were to pull out the Z and put in the white one again for your glass ceramics. So you can see now the G has changed. So it's saying glass ceramics. Now let's say this is a countdown of every single burr. So if your burr starts to wear out, it starts off as full blue like that, and as you use it, your burr starts to wear out. So now if you can notice that your tools, so you've got the color at the top, and can you see on the screen you've got your color on the top just up there. So this is a position. So each one of those 5 burrs that are there are these 5 burrs on here. So if you wanted to replace this one, so you just pull that out, and then you'd grab your new burr out of the case and you put in the new burr, just like so. So you know that it's going to be like for like. It's telling you what burr it is, a 240R. And then if you did need to replace it, you can click on that burr. Do you want to change the tool and position? Yes. And now recalculate. So if you put in a brand new tool, that's what it's going to do. So, you know, and then you can do that for any of your burrs in there. As I said, this is where the job will come in and you'd hit play to mill. And this is your home screen. So if you did want to replace any of the water or anything like that, change the water, I'd suggest changing the water at the end of every day. So we can close the lid. So the lid's going to close down. Now, if you wanted to do any maintenance, everything is all on that little button right there. If you can see that button right there. So once we come to this screen, this is letting you know everything that needs to be done. So on here, every single one of these, if you want to go in, so you can see there's only a little bit left to go until we have to do that. So you can hit play. It lets you know what tools you need, and it tells you what you need to do for this particular step. And now basically, like what it says, clean the, now you can see right now it's giving you some air pressure so that we can pull the collet out, which is that one there, to clean on the inside. So all of this, I take you through this. This is just standard maintenance that you can do. Apply a little bit of grease to the collet. So it takes you step by step on how to do these things. So once we hit play, we've put it all back in together, and then that's going to calculate, and you can hit the little tick, and then that's basically all good to go. So that will reset now back to 0, as you notice, and it will jump down the bottom of the screen. So anything that's due, the more recent things that are due, are going to be sitting at the top of this screen, and then stuff that is old or that's not due anytime soon will be down the bottom. So the only real ones that you're ever going to need to see are going to be these top ones just up here. So, but you can scroll down and go through all the jobs by clicking the down button. So that's pretty much all of the system, how it all works. That's a mill. It's as easy as that. Everything's really easy to look after. There is a tool kit, so like a little service kit, which if I were to just pull this out in here. So this is a service kit that comes with the mill, coded to the serial number. And in here, this is everything that you need to do. There's a operating manual in there. These are all the tools that you need to basically clean out the different collets and whatnot. As I said, really easy to do. All the maintenance is you do yourself. Really easy to do. There's blocks there for down the track if ever we need to do a calibration, which is really easy to do. You can use the calipers to measure it. And that's everything. It's really easy, simple mill to use. The good thing about it, about the VHF mill as well, is with the VHF mills, they've got big mills at VHF, and their big mills actually mill their small mills. So this is one of their small mills, and the good thing about this mill itself is it's actually internally, it's milled out of a solid block of aluminium. So that's because of that, there's great, not a lot of warpage or movement when it's milling, and that's why this particular mill gets 3 micron repetitive accuracy, because of the fact that it's a solid alloy frame in there that's been milled out of one block. So that way you get the rigidity and the strength, and you don't get any warpage. Whereas some of the other ones that aren't milling at 3 micron, they're like that because the frames are bolted together, and you can get slight movements on the milling cycle. So, but pretty much everything's self-explanatory. It's a really easy mill to use. And if you were wanting to get a mill, obviously to go with the Trios, for me, it's a really simple, everything's, they've tried to think of everything. So you're not tightening anything up to put in the block, you're just putting the block in and it grabs it itself. All the tools, it will change the tools automatically itself. There's also, if you can see up in there, it's got a little camera, so we can remote log in and actually look inside the mill if ever we needed to, as it's doing a job to try and figure out what was wrong. So that's pretty much all it, guys. Hopefully that explains a fair bit about the Z4, and obviously the fact that it's got a built-in computer, built-in compressor. You can just plonk it down like what I've done at my house here, just plugs into the normal wall, and it's all calibrated, ready to go. So the good thing also about calibration, sorry about my daughter. The good thing about the calibrations also is because it's so solid, you don't have to be doing calibrations all the time. You know, it's very rarely that you'd need to do a calibration, maybe once every year. If that, I reckon that this mill would most probably go every 2 years with it, needing a calibration. And as I said, you can actually do it yourself. It takes you on a step-by-step guide on how to do it. And obviously we can remote log in and help you with that as well. Or we can come out and do it ourselves as well. So all good. Thanks, guys.